Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Shits and Cardboard. And today, right before our season of Jolly and Top 10s, we have our top 5 most disappointing games of 2024.
Yes.
These didn't necessarily release in 2024. It's just
Correct.
stuff we've played this year.
Yeah.
And also, I've been playing my whole shelf of shame, so I could have done like 40 games, but I picked 5. So you know these ones are extra disappointing for me.
I struggled to get 5, to be honest.
Jeff's average rating on BGG is like an 8. So when he says disappointing, he means like a 6. Like they're probably still fine.
Hey, these ones, they deserve it.
We should preface, we don't know each other's list.
Yep.
But with that, Jeffrey, number 5.
Okay, so my number 5 is a well-loved game that came out circa 2007, and it's a well-designed game overall, but the problem with this game is the iconography. This is a card-based game that has multi-use cards. You use some of your cards to purchase or play your other cards, and it's an engine builder, and it's sci-fi themed. You probably know what I'm talking about, and that is Race for the Galaxy.
I haven't played it yet.
It's a good game, but the problem is I think a very common complaint, which is it probably has some of the worst iconography of any game I've ever played before. Yes, it's a problem. Once you understand it and you can read it and everything, it's not as bad, but I just think about introducing this to some of my friends who are not board gamers and they're not into heavier games and stuff like that, and it's not a heavy game. But just getting people up and running and playing this game smoothly, where it's a game that on BGA you can play a game in like 15 minutes.
Totally, yeah.
But the iconography is just really, really hard to read. It's notorious for this. So I'm hoping that Rio Grande comes out with a new version of this and an updated one, and has like new iconography that is much clearer and easier to read.
I have the older one. It's on my shelf of shame, so it's gonna get played by the end of the year. Yeah, I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Race for the Galaxy is my number 5. Okay, John, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is a game you would like and have already sold. As a matter of fact, the gentleman buying it is right behind the camera. It's a buddy of ours, Will. It's a lucky casino buildy. It's like the Monopoly killer that people call it. It's very random, lots of dice chucking, drawing cards from a deck decides how much money you make, and it is Lords of Vegas.
Will, you and I have to play this.
Great. It's weird. Lords of Vegas is like, it's just, you're trying to build a casino. You're doing so by, you draw cards from the deck. The cards have a property on them as well as a color on them. The color is what activates, and which casinos make money. Yeah. The property is which deed you get to a property. Then you build casinos on them. Yeah. And then you draw more cards, and that's how you make money. Yeah, it's dice rolling like chaos and fun. It would be fine if it didn't take like 3 hours at 4 players. Like at that point, like just play Monopoly. It's so long. And I know Monopoly is a swear word in our community, but like, come on. Also, I didn't love, like, it's very take that-y. Like we were playing with Devin. I was playing with Devin and Sean.
Oh God. Yeah.
And Devin had this huge casino.
Dice rolling games.
Was absolutely smashing us. By the way, no one liked the game in our play. Absolutely smashing us, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna roll all the dice in this casino, and then the highest die ends up owning the casino, so I rolled a 6, and he had 4 more dice than me, didn't matter. And then I owned his casino. I'm like, you know what, I have enough money, I'm gonna change the color of every tile in this casino to a color that's not in the game anymore. So no more income for you. Sucks.
I love mean games though. So I wasn't there for this play. I think I'm
now you can
really
say
like
I'm ruthless, but if the game enables you to do that, I mean,
no, it's a legitimate play. It's a legitimate play.
I don't know. The game wasn't for me. They disliked it much more strongly than I did.
I'm not surprised with those two. I'm not surprised.
But you know, it's like a 5.
Oh really?
I backed it.
Oh wow!
And I backed like the nice edition with like the American.
Yeah, no, you got the pricing one.
That's my number 5.
I think I'm gonna like it, but it's disappointing
because Jeff likes bad games.
No, I like RNG. It's so much. It's exciting. It's exciting. Dice are great.
There's good RNG and there's bad RNG.
That's true. That's
Jeffrey, you're up, sir.
Okay, so my number 4 is a game that I was very much looking forward to, and it's inspired or kind of based on one of the probably most popular indie video games that's come out in years. Everybody basically played it during the pandemic, and that was Among Us, and this game is Among Cultists.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we played this early last year, or this year. Early this year. And I really, really wanted to like it. Basically, you're trying to investigate certain rooms and do certain little missions and everything like that. Everybody's moving around the board. Whenever you enter,
or two.
Yeah, one or two of you is a traitor who's trying to screw everybody else over. And whenever you enter the room, a room with somebody else, you trade cards. The person who is the traitor basically, like, kind of more or less infects you and everything like that. Gives you a card that you're not allowed to look at, and then you essentially die. But
There's
you
an
keep
emergency
playing
meeting button.
Yeah, there's an emergency meeting button.
It's a very
all of
Among
that
Us.
stuff.
It's on the nose Among Us.
Yeah, but I didn't feel...
Yeah, I agree with you, actually.
It really just fell flat.
The setup is just too finicky. It's like envelopes you give people, and like, if you don't teach someone perfectly, the problem is like them knowing they're even the cultist in the first place is a whole ordeal.
Yes, that's true.
And then once they do, like, if the same group played it maybe 40 times and just had the flow down, like, you could start to deduce who was where and when, because there's like these path cards that restrict where you can go. I agree with you.
There's just so
I didn't
many...
dislike it as much as you, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, there's just so many good hidden traitor games, and I really like hidden traitor games.
Oh yeah,
and social deduction games, like, etc. Right? Like we both.
I would say Among
Cultists
Cultists is more directly deduction.
Yes, it is. But it's one that I really was excited to play, really excited to try. I thought it was going to be great, and it just really fell flat.
Fair.
So, yeah.
I sold it, so I can't disagree with you.
Yeah, no, I
know. Okay, my number 4.
Yes, your number 4, sir.
My number 4 is a adventure, big box, fantasy themed deck building campaign game.
Okay.
Where you're entering scenarios, you do a scenario, you acquire currency, go to a town, spend currency, there's story.
I think I know what this is, and it's not one I've played.
The combat system is you pull chips from a bag, and then whoever gets the chip gets to activate, and that's actually my biggest issue with the game. The cards are mostly 3 colors, really cool elements, and that game is Kfire Chronicles.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, it fell so flat. I mean, we wanted to love it. That was, again, I was playing that with Sean and crew at his place. Campaign game. I owned it, I sold it.
Yeah. It came in and out real quick for you. I was really surprised.
I bought it because I was like, oh, I'm so excited for this. We're going to run it. Then Sean had a copy. We ran his copy. I never even opened mine.
Yeah, we were going to do a campaign of it.
It's just like, okay, first off, the story's on standard cards.
Okay.
And the standard cards are like annoying to sift through because like if you get any story, you have to read one standard card and then go to the next standard card. And there's like 7 of them. Yeah. Before something happens, like it should just be in an effing book. Like, I'm sorry, there's no reason for this.
Yeah.
Secondly, combat. We were playing at 4 players. I feel like this isn't as bad at 2 players, especially not at single player.
Okay. Yeah.
But at 4 players, when you pull chips from the bag, there's a chance. Like there was a scenario I never had my chip pulled, so I just didn't get to act the whole round.
Oh really?
For an entire and there's only 16 combats in the whole game. For the entire combat, I didn't get to act.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, by mission 4, we're like, we really don't want to play this anymore. Let's play something else, and then that was cooked.
Okay.
It's like actually deep-seated resentment for this game. I did not enjoy it.
Oof. Fair. So, that's pretty.
Sorry. I think that Incredible Dream Studios has made Kfire Delve though, which is a solo game, or up to 3 players if you get all 3 sets. But a solo game I really enjoy.
Okay.
It's in the Kfire universe. It uses the same deck building system. It has really cool opponents and scenarios and stuff. I just think that system lends much better to not being initiative based.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Playing a campaign game where you have a whole scenario of an hour that you don't get to do anything is pretty bad.
That feels bad. Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't blame me at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's number 4. Okay, Jeff, number 3.
Okay, so my number 3 is probably, I could almost sum it up to one of my first crowdfunding disappointments.
Oh.
And that is my fault for backing it. But essentially, this game, for the amount of fun that I've had with it and how well produced kind of the game is, I'm very dissatisfied with it, basically. Okay. I'm going to give the actual game, I still have it, I haven't sold it or anything like that, but I'm going to give the game more chances. But I paid 83 euros for the game and the shipping was almost the same price as the game.
Yeah, I know what this is.
It's no, I know. And
Feud?
Yes, it's Feud, A Seer's Prophecy, and
he doesn't deserve another chance. No offense. Okay, to the creators of Feud, you're a small publishing company. I rated your game poorly on Board Game Geek, and you were kind enough to reach out to me, not on my Chits and Cardboard account, like on my account, to say, hey, what can we do better? What was wrong with the game? What didn't you like?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just like, okay, so you're essentially kind of taking workers and recruiting cards that represent your different warriors and stuff like that. And you have a leader that you're going to place in these different areas that if you have them in those areas, they're going to produce resources for you.
Yep.
You're going to defend from the wall. You're going to fight in the field. You're trying to kill your opponent. Kind of like a Magic, not Magic. If you just think of like Card Battler and everything like that, right?
There's a few things that really stood out to me. Sorry to interrupt you. Now that you're mentioning it.
Like,
first off, the zonal, like, you have to lock people into a zone as workers was really weird.
Yeah.
I get it's the whole engine, like choosing if your worker is going to be a unit or a worker, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
the way it was laid out was really awkward. Also, the art was non-fantastic.
Okay, so I definitely wanted to talk about that. The art for how expensive this game was. Now, part of it's the conversion and everything from euros to Canadian dollars, but it could have been the artwork could have sold this game a hell of a lot more. Like it's basically gray artwork. Like you could have gotten like somebody just who's in a college art program to do art for you and everything. Like the mat looks fine, but like it's just like visually it's a game that really could have thrived in this. Agreed. And just had amazing artwork. And like a high standard of that would be like Inish. Inish's cards and everything are just outstanding. The artwork is amazing in that.
Yep.
This game is a simple card battler with an interesting system, kind of, but fairly simple.
Sure.
And it just like there's little to celebrate about it, unfortunately. And for the cost and the cost of shipping.
Yeah, it's fair. Okay, so my number 3 now? 3?
Yeah, number 3. Yeah.
My number 3 is the only game I dislike from my favorite game designer.
Ooh,
which is a crazy statement.
Spicy.
He's known for making egregiously heavy games. They're produced very deluxe. They're all from Eagle Griffin.
Okay.
And the game in question is Weather Machine.
Interesting. I was not expecting this.
Weather Machine, I finally got to play it. It's not bad. I want to clarify.
Yes,
it's Lacerda. Yeah, it's not bad. I want to clarify.
I haven't played this one. Yeah.
Relative to other Lacerda games, it's not good.
Which I have not experienced.
Like you can tell, like the theme is very fast and loose. You're like you're trying to like repair a weather machine because that's like ruining the world that someone made. But then every time you run it, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
That's interesting.
It's interesting thematically, but what you're doing doesn't have anything to do with the theme at all.
Oh really? Okay.
You're like collecting parts and collecting chemicals, and then combining chemicals and parts to create robots, and then the robot does the weather machine thing.
Okay, all right.
And then you're doing you're researching studies in various types of weather.
Okay.
And becoming accredited in those types of weather and publishing books on those types of weather. Like it's all just like, how do I get points and how many hoops do I have to jump through to get there? Can Benny V and On Mars have a logical flow?
Yes.
Vinyos is a logical flow. Like this game just doesn't feel logical. Invention is very logical flow. It's invention. The idea is incepted. The thing is invented. The thing is innovated upon. Released to the public. Very logical. This game is like there's like so many simultaneous things going on. If you're trying to teach this, you can't. It's like kind of, yours to discover. Good luck.
I remember when you first played this, you described it to me as complicated for complication's sake.
Yeah.
Like it was just just too much, and you said exactly that.
But
like,
complicated is not the right word.
Together.
Like because his games are all complicated. It's like again, how many hoops do I have to jump through just because you decided there should be a hoop here?
Okay. Yeah, it feels unnecessary.
Not because I'm trying to land my trick flying through the air through rings of fire. Just like, hey, there's another hoop before I hit the ground. Like, why?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair.
That's where I'm at.
Fair.
Anyway, Weather Machine number 3. Yep.
Okay.
That's the word.
Cool.
Found it. All right, Jeffrey. With that, number 2.
Okay, so my number 2 is a bit of a hot take. I don't think it's as hot a take as my Arc Nova dislike, or just apathy.
I thought it was going to be Arc Nova when you said it was a hot take.
No, it's not Arc Nova. I'm not bringing that one up again.
Okay.
Well, except for that I just did. But anyways, so my this is a worker placement game with multi-use cards. And it is often, you're going on kind of an expedition. It's a little Indiana Jones without the fun combat and everything like that.
I actually agree with you.
Even though they're kind of
I know. This is in my list now. It's not, but like it is. It's not, but it is.
So
I played this last year.
It's compared to Dune Imperium, which I besides the multi-use cards, I don't get the comparison.
Yeah.
I don't feel they're anything alike. But this is Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Yeah,
so
okay, you mean Research Track Simulator. Like, look at this awesome, beautiful game with these crazy monsters you can go fight. Guess what? That's the worst path in the game. Go up the damn research track. Stop wasting your time.
Everybody has told me that I needed to play this game time and time and time and time again. And when I played it, I was just like, it didn't click for me. It didn't it just didn't hit.
When I play Lost Ruins of Arnak, my brain just has Jeopardy music on repeat.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not intriguing to me. It's not exciting to me. And for a game that's compared to Dune Imperium all the time, and that's what everybody told me.
I think Endless Winter is better than it too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Endless Winter is better than it.
Endless Winter and Dune Imperium are like deck building worker placement games that are better. Also, Adventure Realms, deck building worker placement, way better. Like, not even close.
Yeah, no, Lost Ruins of Arnak. I know people love it. Apparently, it's even better with the expansions. Maybe I would like it a little bit with the expansions, but at this point, I'm going to play it again because if it's so loved, I will give it more of a chance. But I'm not excited about it, and it just really, really fell flat for me when I played it.
No,
so
not playing it again.
Get Dune Imperium.
Number 2.
Yes, you're number 2, sir.
My number 2 is also a hot take. It's very universally loved. It's very old.
Okay.
It's a game where you are playing a crazy space faction, attempting to eradicate other space factions and take over the planets.
Another one you guys played late when I had to get up at 4 a.m.
And it's super asymmetric. Like, the game is pretty straightforward. Then every faction has a ability that completely breaks the game. And that game is
Cosmic Encounter?
Cosmic Encounter.
Yeah. I figured. Yeah.
This...
I was surprised you guys didn't like it. I'm so excited to try this one, and now I probably never will.
Yeah. I mean, you can. Like, we have it in the group still. I just...
Yeah.
The whole game is, you choose someone to attack. They're defending. People can choose to help you attack. They can have people help them defend. It's negotiation.
Yeah, it's 100%
You play a card with a number, they play a card with a number. Higher numbers win.
Yeah.
All the ships count as a number.
What about the crazy asymmetry, though? Like,
there is.
Powers
it's circumstantial. Busted. It's circumstantial. It doesn't happen that much. Like, I use my power like 4 times the whole game. Okay. But, like, also, the numbers range from 1 to 50. Okay. And then, like, 100. And, like, there's gaps.
Oh,
there's,
really?
Like, 1 to, like, 20, and then there's, like, 57.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And, like, why? Also, like... I won. We won on a tie. Devin and I kind of agreed in the moment that if we were to like attack each other, we would like keep it civil, tie, and then we had a card that said if we tied, we got a point.
Okay. Yeah.
Or if we tie, we put a ship on someone else's planet or something like that. Something ridiculous. So it was a negotiation. But the game is just, it feels like you're just negotiating just to negotiate. Not because it actually improves your position, not because it improves their position, simply because in the game you're supposed to do the thing.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough. I haven't played it, so I can't really counter.
I like negotiation, generally speaking. Like, I like Moonrakers. That's negotiation.
Moonrakers is fantastic.
Also somewhat diplomacy.
We also love deck builders.
Yeah. I like most area control games, even if I get railed in them. I like them. Oh, I forgot. We just played Forbidden Stars, and I just got banned.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Anyway, it's my number 2.
Okay, so you're number
Cosmic
2.
Encounter. All right, Jeffrey. Your most disappointing game experience.
Yes. Okay. So
2024. This is like the worst. Like, this is so bad. It's like peak, just distaste.
If
you say Arc Nova right now, Jeffrey, I'm gonna whip that out.
No, it's not Arc Nova. It's not Arc Nova. That would have been my number 6. No.
Okay.
So this is a game that is a friendly game. Which generally I like take that and I like going at like each other and everything like that. It's a friendly game, which is not up my alley generally anyways. Although I do like little farming builders and stuff like that from time to time as well. But it's a friendly game. It's got an amazing save system. It's a game that you and I both really tried to like. We played this game
this should be
like
on my
3
list.
or 4 times. Maybe 5, and we put in several hours.
And every time we played it, we're like, we don't like it, but maybe it'll be better this time.
Maybe it'll be better next time. Maybe when we get further into it, and maybe it would have. Maybe you tried 2 different characters. I just tried 1. The game is Mythwind, and we got this. We didn't end up doing a video on this.
Yeah, we got sent this for review, and we really wanted to love it. Not because we got sent it for review, but because the game is really pretty, and it's
the
like
production is fantastic,
beautiful. And the story's cool. Fine. The idea is really cool. Like, it's just
there's no excitement in the game at all. Like I might play this game with young kids, because they'd be able to play it.
Totally.
But other than that, like I played the Ranger, which I'm like, I'm gonna go hunting and I'm gonna go exploring, and
it was like pick a card simulator. Basically.
It was a pick a card simulator. Like it was just it was do the same thing every turn on repeat. Basically.
Yeah. It was. And they tried to go for like the Stardew Valley feel, but Stardew Valley has, I feel like, more implications for not progressing or like keeping up with the path.
There were no consequences.
Mythwind, here's everything you need to know about Mythwind, and then you'll know if it's for you or not. Mythwind, whether you're playing at 1 player or 4 players, is the exact same game.
Yeah.
And
it is.
The only thing that changes between 1 player and 4 players is how quickly you're able to progress your city because of how quickly you get resources.
Yeah, and build up your city. Yeah.
And that's and there's no consequence to the failure of doing so.
Yeah.
It just takes longer. If that's okay with you and you just want to grind it out and spend that amount of time, it'll be for you. The production deserves all its praise, but like...
The production is fantastic. It's probably the best save system I can think of that I've ever played for anything that continues
other than
on.
like Lands of Galzier. Lands of Galzier.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, like I really wanted to like this game. I want something that I can just break out when I'm at home and play with my girlfriend or a couple friends when we just want to have some coffee and kind of chill.
Agreed.
No, it just completely fell flat for me. And I'm sorry, guys. You did a great job on the production and everything. Make something with kind of similar systems, make me feel like I'm gonna die.
Wicked.
I really want. I'm so upset with myself that I didn't back that game.
Yeah, Stone Saga looks great.
All right, John. It is time for your #1 most disappointing game.
This is a hot take.
Okay.
It's something I really wanted to love.
Okay.
I owned a whole bunch of it. It's about like the planet's gone to crap. You're trying to rebuild the planet and build your civilization. The outside is toxic. You're trading resources with your future selves / past selves, depending when in the game you're at.
Oh, this is ringing a bell.
Civilization building, worker placement, mechs are involved.
Okay.
Very highly rated on BGG, and that game is Anachrony.
Yeah, no, I haven't tried this
Anachrony is... it's like... I have a visceral dislike for this
clearly.
And it's sad because I so wanted to like it, and then I came out of it so not liking it.
Okay, all right. Tell us why.
First off, the economy of how you manage the workers you own and the workers you have, totally fine.
Okay, yeah.
The concept of borrowing resources from the future and then paying them back later, super cool. All about it, because you borrow from your future self, then your future self eventually has to pay your past selves for having those resources because you gave it to them, right?
Yeah.
What's stupid is when you borrow from your future selves, every round you have to roll this dice to decide how punished you get for said borrowing. And it's from 0 to double.
Whatever he says, he hates dice.
It's not, I don't hate dice. I hate dice when they don't make sense. In a heavy Euro game, I like making decisions based on a predictable outcome.
Okay, yeah.
Not on a risk calculation. Like, if they just said, hey, for every one you borrowed, you get 1 risk, 3 risks is something really bad, cool.
Okay,
but every one you borrow is 0 to 2 risk, 3 risk is really bad.
Yeah.
By round 3, I could be getting twice as punished or infinitely more punished than somebody else.
Okay, yeah, for doing even less.
And for a 3.5 hour game, to have that be its determining factor in some games, not all games, but in my play, certainly, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
I know this is a hot take. It's very highly rated. I tend to generally agree with the populace as far as games are concerned. You lose me on this one.
Yeah, no, investing that amount of time in a game and having like just no matter how well you played, more or less, having that like risk come up and just completely punish you like at the end.
And you could house rule it, but like I shouldn't have to.
No, you shouldn't have to house rule something like that. It's like the core mechanism of the game. Like
the engine building, tech building, resource
that makes
management,
it what it is.
People management was all really cool. The way they handled the punishment for not paying back the past debt or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Doesn't sit well with me.
Super crunchy,
and
super
I'll
long.
Still say the game is still like a 6.5. Okay, I'm presenting it worse than it is. I just expected it to be like a 9.5, 10 in my top 20.
Yeah.
And it was not even in my top 8.
Fair.
Not even in my top 100.
Fair.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right.
Top 5 most disappointing games.
Yeah.
If you have any that you played this year that stand out to you, please mention them below. We love hearing what you think. And that's it. That's Shits and Cardboard. Thanks for watching. I'm John.
I'm Jeff.
Catch you next time. See ya.
See ya.